I'm gonna take you through a full day of eating. So I recorded a full day of eating about a month ago now. However, my food has gone up by a decent amount since starting my cycle. I'll show you today everything that I'm eating throughout this bulk to get fucking jacked. So today's macros are gonna be 225 protein, they're gonna be 79 grams of fat and 600 grams of carbs, giving me 4,027 calories. If you love these full days of eating, I do. I love watching full days of eating whilst eating my food in the morning. I'm thinking I'm watching someone eat food whilst I eat my food. It's pretty fucking mad. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let's get straight into meal number one.
Hello, my little angel boys at tail wagging. Have you had a nice little sleep this morning? Are you feeling fresh for many walks and many fun and many chasing squirrels today?
Right, so I was just about to prep meal number one. However, open the fridge, I was like, right, let's grab some mushrooms. We've not got any mushrooms. Grab some spinach. We've not got any spinach. So what I'm gonna do is, in these situations, it's too early to go to the shops because the shops are closed, and I'm not going to like I don't know, Tesco's Express because it's way overpriced. What we are gonna do is we're gonna switch meal number two with obviously meal number one. But the good thing is, and this is the beauty of having a few essentials here, is that luckily for us, we have our rice cooker on the go, which is obviously our rice, and on top we've got our vegetables steaming in there. Lovely stuff. And then all I need to do is just prep the meat that we're having. So seasoning with our beef mince, I'm going to use the aroma, shove that on there like that. Bosh, missed fucking half of it over there. Second ingredient, I'm going to use some smoked paprika, all of that on there like that. There we go. And then thirdly, I'm going to add a little bit of this mixed herbs on top of it. Right, we've got the total amount of rice here for both me and Vicky, which is 528, which is cooked weight. So the way to figure out what we have individually is very simple. So you take the cooked weight, which is 528, you divide it by the raw weight, which is 195. That equals 2.7. You then times it by the raw weight that Vicky's having, which is 70 grams, and boom, 189 of that is going to be Vicky's, and the rest of it is going to be mine. Simple as that. So first meal of the day, 125 grams of raw weight jasmine rice. I have 150 grams of 5% beef mince in there, around 80 grams of vegetables coming from broccoli and cauliflower. And I also added 2 gherkins in there as well, with a little bit of the lighter than light. Actually, yeah, it's this Hellmann's 15 calorie lighter than light mayonnaise, which I think the Lidl one's better, to be honest with you. However, the packaging, the containers that Lidl put their mayonnaise in, it's shit. You get halfway through it and you can't get any of it out. The packaging's better on this. I'll give Hellmann's that. Anyway, who gives a fuck about that? Next thing on the agenda is 20 grams of 85% Lindt dark chocolate in there. And the new addition to the food increase is 200 grams of pineapple. That is my meal. Boom. I don't know about you guys, but would you be eating this at 5:49 in the morning? Rice, beef mince, veggies, pineapple, dark chocolate? Maybe. I certainly will. It doesn't really bother me when it comes to that aspect of things. I'll eat whatever I need to at whatever point in the day. It doesn't need to be like a breakfast meal for me to start my day, if you know what I mean. I can have beef mince and rice. I could have fucking whatever, and it doesn't really bother me. So let us know in the comments, are you the same? Or have you got to have like a breakfast for breakfast and a dinner for dinner? Little taste test as we're here. Bit of rice, bit of beef mince. I'll go with a bit of broccoli on there as well. Boom. Best way to cook your rice, in my opinion, rice cooker. It just hits differently compared to boiled, in my opinion. So one key thing you need in your kitchen, actually two things you need in your kitchen. 1, rice cooker. 2, air fryer. 3, woman.
Who did the breakfast?
Me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I made the breakfast, so I guess I'm the...
You are the woman in the relationship.
All the supplements that I'm using with my first meal. So we have cycle support via the heart stack and the liver stack. As well as that, you can say that your omegas and my krill oil as well are going to be good for my cholesterol. We then have our multivitamin as well. So always add in a multivitamin and a few bits for digestion as well. So a probiotic, and I also have the digestive stack here as well. Especially when you're eating high amounts of food, you want to make sure that your digestion is as optimal as it possibly can be. And you find when you eat loads of food over time, you know, you're going to be fucking that up. Humans aren't designed to eat 4,000 calories every single day. And then lastly, for the old joints, I'm using the joint stack as well. And for anyone who is interested in any of the supplements, then head over to the links in the description. Supplement needs, code BORNE, and you'll save yourself 10% off. So I've got all my supplements in here. We're going to do it in one go. Fuck yeah, baby. On to our work for the day. This is probably not the most enjoyable content for me to record right now. Check-ins, got my little ring light here. I actually got this from IKEA. It's actually very handy, especially for these dark mornings. It's quite bright. It probably doesn't do it justice on camera. But the BORNE coaching team, Mondays are some of my busiest days. I like doing my work blocks. I mean, it's 6:30 at the moment, so I like starting my day relatively early, giving clients feedback as soon as they wake up, so they know exactly what they're doing for the day, especially the Monday crew, because it's like, wake up on Monday, boom, these are your changes, this is what's happening. It starts the week pretty well. So looking forward to checking in with all my guys. If you are interested in coaching, all links will be down in the description to find out more. You can drop us a DM on Instagram as well, and we can get the ball rolling. But next couple of hours is out here. Chocolate hazelnut. No, hazelnut. I don't think it's chocolate. I think it's hazelnut. Good coffee. Buy yourself some Nespresso pods. Use code BORNE10. Nespresso, I would love you to... Nespresso, I would love them to actually... what's the word I'm looking for? Sponsor me. That would be cool. I get free Nespresso pods every single month. That would be good. Anyway, I'm just trying to add up random shit into the vlog now. Right, see you in a bit. Bye. Just finishing off some check-ins for this morning, but one transformation I wanted to show you so far. We're not done yet. It's Tom. Now, Tom, I don't know if you're watching this video, mate, but I just want to say I'm extremely proud of the progress that you've made. This was Tom at the end of October last year, and this is Tom this week. So, fucking hell, mate. Some decent bloody progress there, isn't it? I think that's about 14 kilos difference between the two. Right. Next thing on the agenda is the shop. Normally I'm having to steal Vicky's car because my car went in for MOT and it failed miserably. And then they sent me through, because I take it to Audi because I like kind of doing it that way rather than taking it to somewhere else. And the bill come through, £1,000. Adjustments need to be made. MOT fail. So I called them up. I was like, how long is this going to take? And they're going to take, well, it's going to take about 3 or 4 days. So I've not got my car for about 3 or 4 fucking days now, which I absolutely hate. However, it is what it is. We're gonna head over to Lidl. That seems to be my favorite place to shop at the moment. Grab a few bits, but what I'm gonna also do is show you a few other bits that you can grab if you do shop in Lidl that I think might be quite beneficial for you. So come along for the ride. Vicky has a little Toyota Aygo, black edition, I must say. It has reverse camera on it. It's very, very good. And this little car reminds me of when I first passed my test. I had a little 1.2 Corsa. I had the old, you know, the old shaped Corsa that everyone used to drive about 10 years ago as their first car. Fucking loved it. Honestly, this car, it's like a little go-kart for me. I love it. I love ragging it. But then I need to remember that Vicky's got like this tracker thing in her car which monitors her speed and shit. So I need to not actually fucking ruin that for her, because that won't look good on an insurance, will it? Proceeds to rag it round the corner. I don't give a fuck. Look, go for it. Look. Whoa, a little bit of wheel spin. Come on, boy. Right, a few bits I'd recommend is the lighter than light mayonnaise. Now, I think this is better than the Herman stuff, and it is a lot cheaper. It's only fucking 95p. The other one in Asda is like £4. Right, the next thing on the agenda is the grass-fed lean beef mince. It's good. In my opinion, it tastes way better than the regular shit. Up next is the sourdough bagels. So they actually sell sourdough bagels in here, which are pretty good price. The only place I know where they sell sourdough bagels is Marks and Spencer. I don't know if they're in Tesco's, I've not checked. But these ones for the price are pretty damn good. Is organic large eggs. We know with obviously organic, they feed the chickens better, which means the quality of the egg is going to be better. So these are by far, I mean, they're £2.49 for a pack of 6. These are by far the cheapest organic large. Bearing in mind, the key difference is large, because they don't have many places which sell large ones. So I'm going to grab a decent amount of those bad boys. Frozen fruit here is actually very, very good quality for the value that you pay for. So blueberries and raspberries are my go-to. Always find it interesting when people show interest in what I do with vlogging and stuff like that, because I mean, I'm not the most confident vlogger out in public. People ask you like, what are you doing there? Like, what's that? I kind of shut off. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Kind of like, especially when you record in public, especially when you go into the shops and people are like, you should not be recording in here, like fucking carrot. But it makes me feel a little bit more special, and I like when people show me interest. Oh fuck, I didn't even lock the car. Oops. I like when people show me interest in terms of what I do, because it's not normal what I do. Carry around a camera and record myself, but it sort of makes me feel a little bit better when people ask me. So shout out that guy in Lidl asking me what I do. Not much. Seasonings for your eggs, of course, aromat. This goes on literally every fucking thing that I have, to be honest with you. Next one is game changer in my opinion, and that is ground cumin. Little dabble on there like that. Try and not mistake it for cinnamon, because we've got some ground sweet cinnamon here, and sometimes I accidentally mistake it. Smoked paprika on there as well. Meal number 2 is coming at 8:48. Now this is more of a breakfast meal, to be honest with you, but it still technically is breakfast at 8:42. 8:48. We have 2 large eggs here and 100 ml of egg whites. Made that into a little omelette. We've got a little portion of veg on the sides, which is spinach, kale, mushrooms, and bell pepper. And the latest addition is the sourdough bagels from Lidl. So I have 4 what did I say?
Sourdough bagels.
Oh, fuck's sake. And the latest addition to this is 4 sourdough crumpets from Lidl, like I showed you earlier in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna eat around this, leave the egg yolks, and I'm gonna put it on top there, and I'm gonna fucking munch on that. Oh, lovely. What really pisses me off about the fitness industry, I watch a lot of YouTubers do like a full day of eating, and I'm like, where is the fucking veg? I have a chicken and rice meal, for example, literally 0 veg in it, and I'm thinking, like, you're influencing these people, especially if you are a steroid user as well. Even more important to be getting these finer sort of small details in, and I think if you're missing out on your veg, like, people are going to be influenced by that, and people are going to go, well, he's not eating his veg, so that means I don't need to eat my veg. And I'm just thinking, both short term and both long term, you're really going to be declining your health if you're missing out on some of these micro things that you get from your day-to-day nutrition. So please, if you are watching this, please, just because I'm not the size of motherfucker that's banging X, Y, and Z drugs and he's a big influence, bit of advice from me, please, if you're doing things the way that you are and you're risking your body and you're doing the things that you are to your body, make sure you look after it as best you can. Those are my values at the end of the day. Some people don't value that, which is cool. You do what you want. But my values and what I want to preach on this channel is, please, if you're going to risk and do these things to your body, look after yourself. Honestly, this is my favorite meal of the day. It looks like a bowl of just like mango diesel shit, to be honest with you, but it is the most tastiest meal that I look forward to each day. In there, I've got 100 grams of oats, adding 30 grams of whey, put that in the fridge, let that cool down, 100 grams of frozen blueberries, 50 grams of frozen raspberries. I then make a whey paste, which is what you can see here, just underneath the almond butter. I add some of this raw honey. So I get this off Amazon. Don't bother buying it from the supermarket because they'll mug you the fuck off when it comes to pricing and what's in it. So get it from Amazon. It's raw honey. It's legit. It's good shit as well. 15 grams of almond butter, which is this brown shit that you see on top there. And then lastly, I'll add 2 grams of salt, and I will take my glycox as well with this, which is basically like a GDA, which will basically shunt carbs to where they need to be, which is my muscles ready for a good training session. Again, this isn't essential, okay? You don't essentially need this, but it's those 1% which really add up. Usually add about 2 grams of salt into my pre-workout meal. Helps with the old pump. It looks like a bag of shit, but honestly, it's very, very good. Let us know in the comments, do you prefer cold oats or warm oats? I am just about to prepare our pre and intra workouts. So first of all, get yourself a funnel, because it makes this a lot easier and a lot less messy. So within my intra workout, it's something that I've used for, I'd probably say about 5 years now. And one thing that I say about intra workout, especially like EAAs and carbs, it's all about those 1%. If I'm all in like I am, those 1% mean a lot to me. So I always try and say, like, with any of these products and anything that you see online, try it for yourself and see if it works for you. And if it does, brilliant. And if it doesn't, don't fucking use it. You know, I see so many people follow trends because he's doing it, I must be doing it. First thing is I'm using EAAs, so essential amino acids. So basically, this is basically like a, I keep saying basically, this is basically a complete protein. So when you're training, you're breaking down muscle fibers. And what happens there is that basically when you're drinking, I keep saying basically, you're drinking EAAs and it starts that recovery process straight away. An essential amino acid is great for recovery purposes, and as well as that, you're getting a complete protein whilst you're training. So you're actually spiking muscle protein synthesis whilst you train, which makes sense. If I can fucking, Jesus Christ. is a highly branched cyclodextrin. So I'm using Carb X from Supplement Needs. Now, a highly branched cyclodextrin is a great carb powder because it spends less or very little time in the stomach to digest and actually utilize. Again, if you're looking for something that easily sits in your stomach and doesn't require much blood, because obviously when we put something in, or when we drink, when we eat, there's blood that goes into the stomach, right? So we want to try and keep that to a minimal whilst we're training. I'll drink 1.5 litres of water, and what I'll do is I'll drink this on the way to the gym. So typically I'll mix this in with my pre-workout and I'll have it on the way to the gym, and I'll finish it about halfway through, so I actually get the effect of the intra workout. I think so many people have intra workouts and they don't finish it until they finish their workout. You're kind of defeating the objective of what an intra workout is. So if you're using carb, finish it about halfway through your gym session and you'll get to use the most of it for the rest of the training session. So I would typically suggest someone using this if they train any longer than, I'd say, about 90 minutes. Now, if you train less than that, I think your pre-workout meal will cover you in that basis. The next thing on the agenda is today I'm going to use a non-stim. So I'm using a pre-pump formula, which again is just there to promote more blood flow into the muscles. We know that blood carries nutrients, helps us get a pump, which then improves our ability to build more muscle. So typically what I will do pre-workout to switch on before I go to the gym is I like to put on something that I can watch on YouTube, which I'm training today. So I'm watching Kuba today train his back and provide some back tips, which I like watching when I'm going into train pool myself, and sort of implement some of the things that he suggests into my own training and see whether it works for me as well. I like to have a coffee. So at the moment I'm sticking to just like a black coffee on the less taxing days, and then I'll stick to like a heavier base stim pre on bigger days, if that makes sense. So I'm just having a black coffee at the moment, and what I'll do here is I'll try and switch off. So little things that I do after I eat is I get into my gym clothes as well, because this tells me that I am now going to the gym. So if you do struggle between that sort of period between your pre-workout and waiting 60 to 90 minutes before going to the gym, try getting into your gym clothes. I know it sounds so basic and stupid, like it's so basic, just go and put your gym clothes on, but it really does help flick that switch to go, right, okay, it's now time to lock in. I'm now going to the gym. I'm now really focused on myself, because I think it's important, like if you've got big goals in bodybuilding and you want to progress your physique, you can't be going in there thinking about the other things that you've got going on in your day. You have to sort of flick that switch, and I allocate this time from like 12 to around about 3 p.m. This is my time of the day where I fixate on myself, and when I work on myself, I work on my business. You know, I think it always starts within yourself, and you want everything else to succeed in your life, you've got to start within. So try it for yourself. I know it sounds so stupid, but watch someone that you're motivated by. You may watch me. If you do, I really appreciate that. That would be really cool. This is an opportunity for me to switch the fuck on, tell myself it's now time to work, George, to work towards these goals. Time to get after it. Stop bitching around. Let's fucking get to the gym. So I'm in for a pull today. Looking forward to it. It's my favorite session of the week by country mile, probably because I've been progressing it so quickly. So I'm looking forward to showcasing and breaking that down to you. Feels weird recording like this, to be honest with you. We're in Vicky's car, by the way, if anyone cares. I think I said that earlier in the vlog anyway. In for pull. Vicky's in for...
Did you cuss my car earlier in the vlog?
No, I said it's basically like a go-kart.
So you did cuss my car?
No, that's a compliment.
Like I said, at least I've got a car.
Yeah, Vicky giving me shots like I've not got a car at the moment. My car's from MOT, basically. It's failing and I've got loads of problems with it. Getting deeper into the off season, more growth, more gains to be made. So this is the sort of period of time when you get like beyond, I don't know, like 6-7 weeks now, and you get to a point where the motivation at the first part of it was like, yeah, I'm excited to be in a surplus and grow, and then that novelty sort of starts to wear off a little bit, and it's just like, it's the same old sort of shit. There's nothing new. This is where you need to stay disciplined, especially towards your goals. This is where you need to stay even more locked in than what you was in the first couple of weeks, in my opinion. Set them short-term, long-term goals in terms of where you want to be and work towards them. Don't be lazy in this period of time, because it's so easy, and this is where so many people fall off in their bulks. They fall off, they're not disciplined, they get lazy with their food, they get fat, and then fast track a couple of weeks later they're up 3 or 4 kilos, and then fast track couple of months after they need to diet, and they've only spent a couple of months in a surplus and not really made any progress. So really good way of motivating yourself. Like I have some numbers that I want to hit in today's session. I have numbers that I want to try and achieve by the end of the month. Of course, I'll try and do that, and that's how I stay motivated throughout my off season in order for me to make the growth that I want. Let's get to the fucking gym, you cunts. Yes, we're in for Paul. This is, like I said earlier, my most enjoyable training session. It's so weird. I go through like phases of like really enjoying certain training sessions or muscle groups, and then all of a sudden I hate it, and then I find something else that I enjoy, then I come around to liking it again. But yeah, really enjoying training back. I think because there's an element of, you know, wanting to progress my back at the moment, I'm just fucking loving getting stuck into it. So this movement that you're seeing here right now is an activation exercise I would 100% recommend trying. For me, like, I've struggled over the years to really connect with my lats, and doing something like this before going into like a lat focused pull down has been great, because I've got that initial connection and I can cross transfer over to this exercise here, which, to be honest, the nautilus pull down, in my opinion, is the absolute goat for your lats. In my opinion, it's by far the best. You'll notice that it's quite heavy in the shorter range, which is annoying a little bit, but it sort of drops off nicely, kind of ideally designed for what needs to be done for the lats, to be honest with you. So if you've got this machine at your gym, I'd 100% recommend using it. Now, as you can see, I'm just going through the last sort of reps here, little grinders, to be honest with you, and doing some like force reps and assistance with my hands, which is easier to get extra reps in. It's quite loud, so we're just going to give it a go, and if it features in the vlog, it features in the vlog. If it doesn't, you won't see this anyway. So when I'm doing a single arm D-handle row, I want to think about driving my elbow down to my hip. I also want to think about wrapping it around my spine. So literally, as you're watching this video right now, do the same movement as me, just do it in front of you. So drive the elbow down, keeping that torso straight, and then wrapping it around. And then you'll notice when you wrap it around, you'll get that extra little connection with your lat. So think about when I'm doing it. Lean to the side, fully allow gravity to do its thing by stretching the lat, driving the elbow down, but then round. You get a really good connection with your lat by doing that. So we then move on to that D-handle row, like I said, really good exercise, again, hitting the lat from a different angle. So we've got a vertical pull down and we've got a horizontal focused row as well. So again, don't just think when you're doing your lat work, you need to be hitting it just by doing a pull down. No, you can do lat focused row like this. You can do it with a dumbbell. You can do it with a machine as well. There is plenty of machines which set up for you to hit the lat like this. So don't neglect, if you want big lats, hitting the lats from this angle as well. So yeah, really enjoyed this exercise, and doing 2 lat focused movements first just allows me to really prioritize them. And then we move on to the main sort of like thickness work of the day. So I love this prime supported row. As you can see, I'm heavily loading a lot of the weight on the top peg, which is heavily loading the lengthened position, and then on the middle peg, I've not really got much weight there because I'm not really trying to challenge the shortened position. So the beauty of this is that I overload the stretch here, and in the shortened range I'm able to get it short with the setup that I'm doing. As you see, I'm using yoga blocks as well, which are great for just assisting and helping that first rep. So one for the gym bag, if you haven't got already, is some yoga blocks. You can do them for pushing movements and also pulling movements like this. So yeah, I was very happy with that movement. It's moving really well at the moment. I then go on to a pronated sort of upper back row here, which is moving nicely. I think I've added about 20 kilos to this over the last like 6 weeks of doing it, which has been nice, and try and keep my form as best as I can. Obviously towards the end, like trying to get it short, it does become a little bit more trickier, but you know, I try and think about, in any sort of chest supported movement that I'm doing, I really try and think about, rather than leaning back and rowing, try and drive your chest forward into the pad. It's not always going to be like that, again, when you train to failure and you get close to that failure point as well, but that's what you want to try and think about whilst doing. Moving on to rear delts, again, you know, keeping them elbows nice and high is the key here. You know, I see a lot of people when it comes to rear delts, their elbows are too low. You know, you want to keep that shoulder joint, elbow joint, and wrist joint all in line with each other, and then finishing off with like a drag curl for biceps. So at the moment I'm not doing crazy amounts of bicep work, as my arms are a strong point in my physique. I don't really need much of it at the moment, so just doing 3 working sets on this, and that is that pull session. So yeah, at the moment I've been on cycle now for just over 3 weeks. So this is what we're looking like 3 weeks in. I definitely noticed like I am like fuller, just like here. Like, I don't know if you probably won't be able to notice. I look fuller. I just look fuller when I stand here. I just look fuller, rounder, a bit more like pumped, if you know what I mean, which is not too bad. So we'll show you what we look like. we are in for our post-workout meal. So I typically eat about maybe 30 to 35 minutes after I train. I typically would say to most people that you can wait up until probably about an hour and be totally fine when it comes to your post-workout meal. So as long as you eat about anywhere between an hour afterwards, you'll be sound. So in here I have 125 grams of cream of rice. I'm using the Supplement Needs cookie dough one. Just chopped up 100 grams of banana in there as well. And what I am also gonna grab is I'm gonna have one of the chocolate Snacker Jack rice cakes, and I'm gonna have one of the caramel rice cakes. The question I wanna know in today's video is, which one are you picking? I think I said this in the last one that I did. Are you going for the chocolate? Are you going for the salted caramel? For me, if I had to pick one, I'd go for this one, 100%. And I just basically just crunch it on top, just like that. Then up next, I'm gonna have 30 grams of the raw, if I can find it. Where is it, bruv? There it is. 30 grams of the raw honey. So I put it on my scales, just like that, go to 0, and then I pick out 30 grams on the dot. I'm just gonna plop it just in there. You can't even see it on the screen, but I'm just gonna plop it in there. Up next, I've got my whey paste. Look at that, nailed it, absolutely nailed it. So I've got 50 grams of whey protein in here, and all I'm gonna simply do is then pour that on top, just like that. And then what I'll do is I'll lick up I'll lick it all up afterwards, because it's absolutely banging. And of course, you don't want to be missing your grams of protein, that's for sure. You get all around the edges like that. Very easy to meal prep. I meal prepped the cream of rice last night. It's been sat in the fridge since then. And basically all I need to do when I got home is chop in a banana up, crack a few rice cakes in there, pour some whey paste in there, and put a blob of peanut butter, honey in there. And that is simply it. It literally took me 5 minutes. So when it comes to time efficiency as well, I mean, this is really important. All the meals that you see today aren't meals that are gonna be needed for you to sit down and have to prep for ages. Sometimes it just needs to get the job done. You know, when you're eating a high amount of food, yes, it's important to make sure that your food looks good, it makes sure it tastes good. I mean, all my meals I really like the taste of. It's not like just boring bland shit. But at the same time, like, I need to get 4,000 calories in. When you're pushing your food, you have to almost kind of treat it like a job, because if you're not routine and structured with what you are doing, and you're not time efficient with what you do, you're gonna fall behind, and then you get to the end of the day and you've still got like 2,000 calories to get in, and you're gonna try and cram it. So for me, it's just so important to make sure that when you are planning your day, make sure you make it as efficient as you can. Shut up, 1 minute. Make sure you make it your day as efficient as you can to get the job done as well. So post-workout, simple carbohydrates. We want to replenish that glycogen, put it back into the muscles after correcting mind from your training, to keep the fats low, keep the protein high, keep the carbs high. Go for more simple sugars. So your cereals, your rice cakes, your square bars, your honey, your banana, all of those sort of things are great post-workout. Get the job done. Crack on with the rest of the day. And whilst you're here as well, shout out Diesel, just sitting there, my man's just chilling. I'll give you a little taste test whilst I'm here, bit of everything on there. Banana's ripe perfectly as well. I looked at the top and it was like green. I thought this is gonna taste like shit. I only like banana in a certain way. That's gonna go down the hatch. Light work, baby. Very good, very good. The evening is upon us. I have meal prepped all our shit for tomorrow. So we got our oats and cream of rice there. It literally took me about 15 minutes to do. I've got my blue light blockers on, which I don't know if I can say on YouTube. I look like a paedophile with these on, honestly. However, I have cross-transferred over to the orange lenses. I used to have the see-through lenses, but I've gone for the orange lenses now, because in my, I think they're actually a little bit better. Like, they make my eyes feel a little bit drowsy compared to the other ones, which they probably still work. I'm not sure if they work in general, to be honest with you. However, I've noticed that, you know, using these over the years has definitely contributed towards a better night's sleep. And something that I really try and advocate on the channel is, like, yes, it's great to be going to the gym and pushing yourself the way that you are, but you also need to invest into your recovery and making sure that you are recovering properly as well. So for me, the evenings, I do very lighter work, like post on Instagram, replying to some client messages. I don't try and do anything that requires too much mental sort of strain on my brain, if that makes sense. So for me, this is all about winding down now, relaxing, Kind of got some lo-fi on in the background there. Got Bart Simpson having a cookie and a coffee looking out the window. So I'm going to chill with Bart for a bit, do a little bit more work, and then we're going to have the final meal and we're going to chill out. So definitely I'm going to link these blue light blockers in the description. They're like 12 quid. So try it. See if it works for you. If it does, brilliant. If you find yourself having better night sleeps or able to wind down, great. If they don't, it saves you looking like a fucking paedophile, doesn't it then? So yeah, last meal going in. Food's going down pretty easy at the moment. Sort of do it every sort of 2 to 3 hours, which is good. So yeah, I mean, I could probably eat 5,000 calories and be totally all right, to be honest with you. So yeah, no struggles at this point in the off season, which is good considering when I start to get above 4,000 calories, that's where it becomes a bit of a, oh, okay, you know, pushing it a little bit here, but I'm doing all right, which is good to see, and having some really good training sessions and progressing so far. So yeah, just been very much enjoying the process. You know what, I sometimes sit down and I think, can I record something like new for the vlog, like to try and entertain people and make it really fun for you to watch? But then I just sit there and go, well, it's probably not going to be me. I'm probably just going to be faking it, to be honest with you. So this is what it's like, guys. This is what it's like on a day-to-day basis. It's very same old sort of routine, and I think, you know, in order for you to progress, don't get me wrong, you still can have balance. Like you certainly can. I've done it many a times, and I have many clients that do it, and I've seen many people do it over the years. I think for me, like, I really want to level up this year. I really want to take things to that next level, and in order for me to do that, I need to fucking lock the fuck in. And for me, I want to try and keep things as predictable as it possibly can be for my progress and my journey. And to be honest with you, as I sit here and deep it, as I'm waffling shit there, bodybuilding's just the same old shit. Like, it's the same old shit. You do the same thing every bloody day. Every day. Yes, everyone's got little things different that they do, but you'll eat, you'll go to the gym, you'll try and focus on getting good night's sleeps, you'll try and have a good routine. So just finding what works best for you and just doing it for a long time. That's what it's all about in bodybuilding. There's no fucking special ingredient. This isn't like a special full day of eating that's gonna, you know, get you massive compared to anyone else's full day of eating. It's just how I do things, you know. But yeah, I was like, oh, what should I do for the vlog? Can I make it entertaining, bit fun? But I'm just thinking, I'm just gonna be fucking making it up, and it's just gonna be bullshit and fake, and it's just not gonna be me. So this is what I fucking do. Diesel's barking in the garden. Diesel, enough! All he does is fucking bark in that garden all the time, which is not a bad thing because I'm waffling on here now. I'm trying to make something for the video. That's what I'm trying to do. At the end of the day, like, Vix was complaining the other day about him barking. I said, look, if there was someone there, you know, fucking good, like, bark. Like, that's the whole point of having a German Shepherd, right? Is to scare everyone fucking away from the house, you know? If I hear him barking, there's no way I'm gonna burgle the house. And probably the only time someone tries to burgle the house, he doesn't fucking bark or even notices. It's probably gonna be the case, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm trying to make this fun, but there's no fucking fun in this. It's just me looking like a fucking nonce. I think I might just make the last meal, to be honest with you. I'm kind of like waiting for the next meal, but I'm just thinking I might as well just eat it and just go to bed earlier. Why don't I just do that? That might be a good idea. We have the final meal of the day, and it's a belter. 2 bagels. I have 1 original New York bagel and 1 cinnamon. No, not cinnamon. Sesame, you idiot. Sesame bagel. I have 2 organic eggs on top there. I also have 50 grams of smoked salmon on there, and also with the spreads that I use on my bagels are these 2. So I've got the salmon Philadelphia here, and I've also got the garlic and herb Philadelphia. And to be fair, macros per 30 grams, 42 calories. It's not too bad. I would go for the if I was eating more food, I would go for the calorie dense ones, but I mean, these aren't too bad. And again, it's a great way of getting your calories in. It's just basically spread. And what I also will do, Vicky actually found these in our local Asda, they're literally getting rid of these in the like clearance section. These are pigs in blanket flavored gravy. So what we'll do is we'll have a little tub of gravy on the side here, and we'll basically dip these in with the gravy. Banging. I don't even track this either. I just add it to the side. It's beautiful. And as well as that, we've got some mushrooms as well. And what I will do is I might have a little bit of lighter than light mayo in that final meal. Now, I'm actually contemplating changing this meal because 2 reasons. Number 1, smoked salmon, eating that 5 days a week, it's fucking expensive, okay? That's point number 1. And point number 2, I find my sleep isn't always great when I have this. Like, I have oats on my rest day, and I find that I sleep way better having a bowl of oats before I go to bed than I do this meal here. But again, it could be down to training, it could be down to maybe having caffeine late in the day. There's other factors taken into consideration. However, I've made a BTEC mistake, and I bought like 6 packets of bagels, and I'm not just gonna throw them away. I'm obviously gonna fucking eat them first before I change that meal. Last number, take 2, cut. Last part of it is the supplements. So I had these earlier, so I'm having the second part of these. These are my evening additions that I have as well. So magnesium glycinate, I also have the sleep stack as well, and then we also take metformin as well in the evening. So those are the additions. These are the second part of it. I have 2 krill oil a day, and obviously the second half of that stack there. And also, how could I possibly forget? The dogs just sit here and they just wait for the evening treat. So this one's for Diesel. There we go.
And this one is for Mengi. There you go.
And there we have it, guys. I am editing this video. It's 35 minutes long. I apologise, first of all. I also apologise for not uploading over the weekend. It's been a bit chaotic at home and things have been going on. I've had problems with my car that I've had to deal with for the last week. It's all been a bit of a shit show, to be honest with you, but we're still continuing the bulk. We're getting back on the weekly videos now. So if you have enjoyed this sort of video and you want to see these sort of more, please obviously let us know in the comments. Like I said, my macros are 225 grams of protein, 49 grams of 79 grams of fat, and 600 grams of carbs, giving me 4,027 calories for the day. I hope you've enjoyed. Please like, please subscribe, comment down below, I don't know, glasses if you've watched the whole thing, or actually glasses. Let's do glasses, not done that for a while. And I shall see you guys in the next one.
I'm a London scammer. I see it, I want it, I click it, and that's in the bando, Paris whipping. Next day, man started clicking.